Hey everyone, it's Bianca, Lotus Designs, and in this video I want to show you how I created this nightstand makeover using browns by Dixie Belle as well as their new Magnolia garden transfer. This video footage is an excerpt from a live tutorial I did. To view this video in entirety, visit my channel. For the sake of this quick tutorial, I'm going to sum it up for you. I started with 2 coats of the color Pine Cone for my base. Once dry, I began the blending process. To do this, I used another coat of Pine Cone and in the center of the drawer used a light coat of Burlap. Using the new Best Staying brush from Dixie Belle, I am blending the colors together. Keep in mind, I am keeping the paint wet with a mister bottle so that it doesn't dry out, which helps me with the blending process. You'll see I do the same thing on the top drawer here. A little bit of Pine Cone, a little bit of Burlap in the center. I reach for that Best Staying brush and I blend the colors together at the seams. It's worth noting that I am using my brush in a circular motion, which is helping me to get a more cloudy blend rather than a linear one. I do this until the blend is where I want it. For the next portion, I am going to introduce my third color, another brown by Dixie Belle, and this one is called Chocolate. Using a synthetic mini brush by Dixie Belle, I am putting it on in the corners, and using that Best Staying brush that I was using earlier, I am blending it in gently to the base that I have. I continue this process all around the drawer frames, both top and bottom. You may notice that I am spritzing the brush with water rather than the canvas this time. My reason for this is because I did not want to reactivate the paint that I did underneath the chocolate layer. Moving forward, let's apply our transfer. I let this piece dry overnight before applying the transfer. Please don't make the mistake of applying your transfer too soon. If your paint is moist, it will reject the transfer and you will have peeling issues. So let's talk about my application process. Step 1, I position the transfer where I want it by removing the backing and applying it to the piece. Once my transfer is where I want it, I begin to burnish it in using the wooden stick that comes in the transfer tube. As I burnish or rub with the stick, I begin to peel back that outer layer slowly to release the transfer. While you are applying, you can remove the excess outer layer using an X-Acto knife or a razor blade. Lastly, once my transfer is on, I like to take my finger and just rub over it to make sure that I don't have any air bubbles. Moving forward, let's do some wood graining on the top. For this process, I am using Tobacco Road, which is one of Dixie Belle's water-based gel stains in the Voodoo gel stain line. I start by putting a generous amount of the gel stain onto the top, and using a mini synthetic brush, I am spreading it out. Because the stain is water-based, I am able to add water as need be to keep it wet. Next, I can create a faux wood grain look using the wood graining tool by Dixie Belle. I do this by running the wood grain tool over the wet gel stain back and forth as well as rocking as I go to create a textured variation in the wood grain itself. You might also notice that I'm slightly overlapping the previous stroke as I go. I do this throughout the entire top, back and forth, rocking that tool as I go up and down until my entire top is covered in the wood grain effect. Once the entire top had been stroked over with wood grain, I did go back in and sporadically add in a couple of more strokes in places that I felt needed a little bit more texture. Once I was satisfied with my results, I took the entire piece outside and sprayed it down with a couple of coats of clear coat. And that's it. A nightstand set makeover using Dixie Belle brown tones and their wood graining tool. If you would like to purchase any of these products, please use the links in the description. That is my affiliate link, and I do get a credit when you use those links to place your order. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next time.